Hey guys, this is Hazy and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing part 1 of how to ride a motorcycle. First step is to pick the motorcycle. Right now I have a GSX-R 600. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's a little powerful for a first bike, I personally think. I would prefer to start on a 300 or 400cc bike, especially for wide open parking lots like this, just for the practice. And we're just going to go over some basic steps and stuff, a little bit of parking lot practice before we get onto the road, and that will be hopefully another video where we can show different strategies and more of like a intermediate style of riding. So first off is to get used to your bike. So number 1 is to find your foot brake, your front brake, how it works, where they are, and just everything to help you slow down and just get to know your bike a little bit. So now that we're on the bike, we're just going to go over some basics. On the right side we have your throttle, you have your front brake, you have your kill switch, and you have your start button. Some bikes are different, some sports bikes are kind of the same in a way, especially these older gens of the 2007, so things back in those times were kind of similar. And then on your left side you have just your handlebar, you've got your clutch, your headlights, your high beams, your passing signal, your turn signals, and your hazards. In the middle, obviously, you have your key to start the engine, and you have your speedometer, your rev meter, and all those little gauges that you need. So number 1 is just get comfortable. Have your foot on your rear peg, ready on your brake, so you know that you can slow down or even just pick up the bike and stand still. And we're going to put up the kickstand, and we're just going to sit. First off, you're going to want to just feel the weight of the bike. Now, all bikes are different in weight, wet and dry, depending on if you have gas in your tank, if you don't, if it's raining outside, if you're wearing gear, everything is different. So first thing I like to do to start off is just to lean your bike side by side, put your foot down, and just really feel how that affects it and how your body reacts to when the bike tilts. Second of all, you're just going to want to go back and forth. Make sure you know where your brakes are, how much they grab when you put pressure on them, and how, depending on what level your surface is that you're practicing on, if it's straight or anything, if you're just rolling back, might not be the best. You're going to want to find something that's pretty flat, pretty standard. Lots of different parking lots you can find, and just anything out in the open. So let's get right into this. First, we're going to start the bike off. You're just going to turn your little thing and then warm up. You might want to prime it. Now, this motorcycle does not have a baffle and it has an aftermarket exhaust, so apologies if it is a little bit loud or you cannot hear me. I'm going to try to get a mic that is wired through my helmet so you can properly go through this stuff. So number 1 is just going to start your bike. So what you're going to want to do is, after you turn the key, do your kill switch. Some bikes don't do this, my bike does. You're going to want to hold in the clutch. I recommend, even if your bike doesn't, it's nice to get used to this motion because a lot of different bikes are going to have this. Hold in the clutch and then just start your motorcycle. Now that you've started your motorcycle, you can let go of the clutch after you see that it is neutral. Now that it's in neutral, you are basically ready to ride. So before you start going, you need to understand, first off, don't go too fast and just take it easy to learn the control of your bike, especially if you're a beginner rider and this is your first time in a parking lot, on the road, any of that. So first, what I like to do for practice is pull in the clutch, go into first gear, and before any throttle, 0 throttle, you're just going to want to let go of the clutch. Now, if I'm standing still, all you have to do is let go a little bit of the clutch and your bike's going to want to go forward. So I would like to practice just pulling the clutch forward and going. No throttle, hand is off the throttle, and you're going to want to go. Then you can let go of the clutch, and now we are riding at 13K and we're just cruising. Now this is nice just to get used to how your bike is for turning, how it is for weight, all of that kind of stuff. We're just going to do a little loop here. So to slow down the bike or to stop the bike, you want to pull on your clutch and apply the brake gently. You don't want to do it too abrupt or too fast because it's going to jerk the bike and you're not going to want that. next step now is to go a little bit faster, but now using the throttle. So what you're going to want to do is to do the same thing, just ease off of the clutch, and you're going to start going. Now, with the other hand, no clutch, but you're going to want to start to go a little bit on your throttle, just to give you, don't go too fast because you still want to get comfortable, and if you're in a parking lot, watch out for cars, like that one right there. I'm just going to do a quick little turn around. And now that you're moving with a little bit of throttle, you can start to just go a little bit faster, and then get on your brakes. Hold in the clutch, and you stop. Now that you're in first all the time, I would recommend learning and starting on first because it's so beneficial and so helpful just to learn how your bike goes before you get faster and faster and faster, especially if you're going to hit the road. We're going to let this car go by because he's also learning. Good job. So now that you understand how to go a little bit with the clutch, to go a little bit faster with the throttle, and get comfortable with the brakes are, I would just recommend doing that 10, 15, 50 times if you have to, just to get comfortable, because the first couple times you are out on the open road, it is a little bit scary and nerve-wracking, but you will get used to it, especially if you want to ride a motorcycle. You just have that in you, and it's going to be awesome. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but with a little bit of turns. So again, you're going to want to flick your key on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a little bit of turns, and we're just going to get comfortable on leaning and weighing the bike down. So first you're going to want to turn your key again, do your kill switch, get the fuel pump primed, and then just start the bike. Once your bike is started, what you're going to do is do the exact same thing, leave out the clutch a little bit, and you're going to want to go in the first, and then you're going to want to just gently put out the clutch a little bit, and you're going to go forward. No throttle necessary at all. Once you're going, you're good. After you're going, you should try to stop with your foot brake a little bit, just to slow you down, or to just keep going with your clutch, no throttles applied, and to slow down with your front brake. And just practice on how your brakes work, and how your turning works. After you've done that a bit and you've gotten to know that a little bit, no clutch yet, no throttle, we're just doing clutch, you're going to want to do some turns. So fly to a part that's just like not too downhill, not too uphill. Bring everything in and just try to go slowly. This is what a lot of people do for the MSF course or the skills test, or wherever you live, just how to get your biking license. You're going to have to pass a course like this, and it's just a really good way to figure out where your lean angle is on the bike, how much the handlebars can go, how slow you can go, and just having the most control over your bike is the most important thing, because if you don't have control, it's not that safe to be riding a motorcycle. You want to kind of understand it as like a being, like you are one with your bike, and you want to move with your bike, you want to react with your bike. So after you've come to a complete stop, you want to just keep practicing this over and over and over again, and just to get used to it, because it's the best just to understand how to start with your clutch, no throttle, and then a little bit of braking. Go with your clutch again, do a little bit of braking, and just figure out how that goes. It should be all good. The next is going a little bit faster. Now you can add a little bit of speed, and you can add a little bit of brake. This will tell yourself how fast you can go and how comfortable you are with going faster. So parking lot speeds, obviously you can't go that fast in them, and you don't want to, neither on the road, because you want to always watch out for cars and traffic and watch out for your hazards, but you kind of just want to cruise, and you want to understand how your cruising is. Well, there it is, guys. That is the first video on how to ride a motorcycle. Hope you liked that video. Hope you guys learned a little bit of it and understand kind of how it all fits together, especially if it's your first time. If it's not your first time, it's even better to come to parking lots. I come sometimes just for practicing your tight turns, your emergency stopping, just some of the progress and some of the things that you need to learn in case you get into a situation where something does come about, where a car comes in front of you or you get cut off or some wild thing happens in life and you're just ready for it. That is the best. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you liked it and you want to see more content like this, and I will catch you guys next time.